when I did put the motion on there by show of hands.
Yes.
Good afternoon, councillors and executive team, and for those that are listening as we're live streaming our Planning and Environmental Development Committee meeting this afternoon on the 5th of August. It's now 4 o'clock and I'd declare our meeting open. The first item on the agenda is those present. Apologies, councillors, as you see, we have received a request for leave of absence from Councillor Campbell, Councillor Hook, Councillor O'Keefe and Councillor Swain. I'll now call for a elected member to move that be accepted. Moved by Councillor Fuller and seconded by Councillor Moses. I'll put that motion. All in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Declare that motion carried. I'll move on to item 2, which is declarations of interest, and I'll now call for the declaration of interest in relation to the one item that we have on the agenda. There are no declarations of interest, so we'll move on to item number 3, which is a Director of Planning and Environmental Services report for the one item, which is Development Application 2020-046, internal alterations and additions to food and drink premises. And I'll hand to Mr. Johns to detail the recommendation for you.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor, and through you. This report, councillors, as you would have read, relates to the chip-in premises relocating from their current location just a couple of doors down to another premises. The reason it's before you is a very minor application, but there is an issue with the development in that vehicles can't enter and leave the site in full direction, and that's I guess a legacy of an historical deficiency, given that the site's it's just under 5 metres wide. So given that vehicles are able to reverse into a sort of layback in a car park on the back of Little Condilly Street, we support the variation to the development standard in this case, and we recommend that you approve the DA subject to the Commission's report.
Thank you, Mr. Johns. I now call for a move of the recommendation become a motion before I open for questions. Thank you, Councillor Fuller has moved the motion. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Moses. Councillor Fuller, do you wish to speak to the motion, Mr. Mayor?
No, thanks, Mr. Mayor. I think it's been explained very well. Thank you.
I'll now call for an elected member who'd like to speak against the motion or ask a question. Councillor Moses is the seconder of the motion. You wish to speak to the motion?
No, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Well, councillors, I'll now put the motion, so please by show of hands. Those in favour of the motion? I'll call that unanimously supported and therefore carried. Now, councillors, that was the only item on our planning meeting for this month. So I'd like to declare the meeting closed at 4 minutes past 4. Thank you for your attendance.